So this is where we left off last time. Um, we have a IK handle set up for both of these feet, and we've got a pretty good control rig here. And let's go ahead and turn on our polygons again. And we're just going to go to the front view, and we're going to do something sort of the same. Let's also turn on our wireframe for our model. This is wireframe on shaded. And I'm just going to go ahead and select this center joint here, and I'm going to go up to skeleton, create joints. Actually, let's uncheck that for a second. Let's just do skeleton, create joints. And we're going to create sort of a root node between the two clavicles. So I'm just going to click in here, and I think we did 3, or maybe it was 5. There you go. And with it still selected, I'm just going to hit enter, and I'm going to hit Control D and just duplicate this down to the center. Now what I want you to pay attention to is I'm putting the joint right on top of the curve, right? So here, in between these two clavs, one here, 2. And this actually might be enough, but we'll throw in more down here just to be safe. So somewhere, yeah, around here. And I really should just kind of place this here, and then here's kind of a side trick. I'm just selecting this. You don't necessarily have to do this, but if I do preserve UVs, I can actually slide this down and it'll stay with the shape. I can also do, um, let's see, I guess preserve UVs is good, and that's fine. And I'm just going to slide it down a little bit so it's a little bit more centered in between these. All right, let's go ahead and make sure this is off too for now. There we go. And then I'll move this joint up. You always want your joints on a um, on an edge itself. So I'm going to move this up. So that way it deforms the geometry across that. So that's pretty good. And I've got them on my center line. I want my root to be where all of the joints flow into. So I'm going to select this top joint here. Actually, this needs to be a little more centered. I'll put it up here. It looks a bit better. All right, so let's select this one, hold shift, select that, hit P. Same thing going this way. And then the last one here. So now when I select my root, excuse me, when I select my root, you can see it all goes into it. So we're just going to name this, just in order, spine underscore 01, and I'm going to copy that. And then just do 2, and then 3. Alright, so let's go to skeleton, create joints. I believe we typed in 5 last time, so we're going to do 1 for the clav. And then Control D, the center of the shoulder. So just above the armpit. So something like this. Because we want this to be the point where we bend the entire arm. Let's make sure it's here. In the center, Control D. Make sure it's on the exact bend. And something like this. And I'm going to shift select down the chain, selecting each one and parenting it. Let me go ahead and turn off my geo. Actually, a better way to do this is to actually select this and then create a layer. And let's just call this layer Alina. We do Alina underscore L because Maya doesn't necessarily like when things are named the same thing. And that way I can just turn this on and off. So here's this. Select this, hit P, down to the clav, and then into the base of the neck. And I'm going to name this neck root. Oh, well, spine 01's good, but we'll do neck root up here when we actually do the neck. And then here is left underscore clav. And then I'm going to just copy the left underscore. Shoulder. Elbow. Wrist. And actually, kind of taking a little bit of an easy route, let's go ahead and build the joints out for the hand. So let's go ahead and let's turn our polygons back on down here actually. And we're going to make this the palm of the hand. So I'm going to decrease this down to maybe 2. I'm going to go to perspective mode. And make sure this is 2. There we go. Let's do 3. There we go. I'm going to hit F to focus on that. So make sure that it's in the palm of the hand. These need to be pulled back just a little bit. It's not exactly centered to the shoulder. Another thing is you can do R, and then that'll just make it rendering mode. So something in the middle here. Let's do our palm, our wrist back here. Here's our palm. And we're going to go ahead and go to the front view and just go again, create joints and make one out here. I'll make it to 3. Oops. Go to our perspective view so we could see that. And I'm just going to line these up to be the knuckles. We'll do these guys at 2. All right, I'm going to go to my top view. I'll pause the video and duplicate all of those so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so you can see here, I've got them roughly inside where the knuckles should go. These should actually be pushed back a little bit more because this is where we want it to bend like it's a real hand, And it looks like I've got a copy here. Same thing here. Now with the thumb, because it's a little bit off, you want to push it down. You always want these to be um, centered properly and following a path. So if I hit W here and I'm holding W down and left click and I go to object mode, I want my Z axis, that's the blue line, following the shape of the thumb. So I'm going to hit Control D here, duplicate that again, move that down, and then Control D again. And let's do that a couple more times here. Control D and Control D. Now what I'll do is work my way this way back into the palm. So just shift selecting each one of these. Let's make sure this is on, see how I have extra geo there for the knuckle? Let's kind of nudge these guys over too. Same for a thumb here. All right, so the last thing we want to do is you want to go in and name these pinky, finger, and all that. I'll let you guys do that. And then select your L clav, and then we should still have our same setup from before where it's on our center axis and it says search for L replace. I'm going to hit apply, and you could see because we have a pretty symmetrical model, we've got that all named out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this one. I'm going to go ahead and do the head in the next video.